Welcome back to another episode of Owning Pleasure as a Black Woman. Thank you so much for coming back. Shout out to all of my OG listeners, my new listeners, and my international listeners. I see you over there in Canada. I see you over there in Germany. I appreciate you so much for being here and joining in on the conversation. So make sure you share this with your boo, with your girlfriends, with your sister, with whoever needs some more pleasure in her life, needs some more satisfaction. She needs some go-to tips to move from being that grumpy, grouchy, angry, unmotivated person to living life out loud. Go ahead and share this. And also, before we move forward, I want you to go ahead and jump onto the newsletter. So we just finished up a pleasure audit challenge where I worked with some people for 5 days developing pleasure items on their calendar each day. And we are also moving into a 28-day self-love challenge. And the only way that you can get this information is by being on the newsletter. So if you want to stay in the know and you want to keep rocking with me outside of just once a week, go ahead to the show notes and sign up. You'll get a nice little gift that comes with it. So, gifting is my love language. So I got you. Now, we are officially in the month of February. Y'all, January was the longest, hardest, most stressful month ever. But we're here. We are officially in February. Not only is this the season of love and jacked up prices on chocolates and flowers, it is also Black History Month. And no matter what is going on in this world, we are going to celebrate Black History Month. So I thought that it would be a good idea, because I did tell you that we would get a little bit spicier this season. We are going to bring together the act of solo pleasure. And if I have to speak it out loud, like I did with Robin Denise, for those of you that are like, what are you talking about? I am talking about solo play. I am talking about masturbation. Okay. So if you just blushed, not only do you need to be here, you also need to be on the newsletter, honey, okay? Because we are grown, and we are going to grow into loving all the parts of ourselves in all the ways that we can, which would include sexually. So this matters because a lot of you want to know what it is that you want. A lot of you are dissatisfied in the bedroom, don't know what you want, don't know how to ask for what you want. And that confidence is built by exploring and being curious about yourself and your own body. And I understand that it may be taboo, right? You may have gone your entire life being told, don't touch that, don't do this, don't do that, because something negative or something bad is going to happen to you. I am here to tell you nothing is going to happen to you. If anything, you are going to fall more in love with yourself. You are going to be more connected with your body, and you are going to be able to communicate with someone that wants to please you what it is that needs to be done in order for you to be satisfied. So I want you to sit back, have an open mind. Maybe you need to take some notes. And I want you to come to this episode with curiosity and openness, and understand, if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. Take what works and leave the rest, okay? So let's go right into it. Why are solo sexual experiences important? They are important because it helps you build self-intimacy. Now, the word intimacy literally just says, it talks about closeness to others. I want to talk about closeness to yourself. You need to understand your body. You need to know how it works. You need to know how it feels, its preferences, and also boundaries. For some of you out there that have experienced different types of traumas around your body, if you haven't explored your body, you don't know what the boundary is. You don't know what may trigger you to go into a shell with someone else. You start that by exploring on your own. You're also going to become familiar with what brings you pleasure, what makes you feel good, what makes you feel satisfied. Again, it's going to improve the communication that you have with someone else. Yeah, if you have the right person, their whole focus, though they want to get theirs, their focus is making you feel good. How can I make you feel good? How can I make you relax? Like, what is it that you want me to do? And a lot of y'all are like, well, the last person did this. You can try it. even if you don't like it. Or, I don't know, just do whatever. And then you get frustrated when it doesn't work out the way that you want it to, or you can't get out of your head, or you don't feel like being vulnerable. So, when you start with you, you're able to communicate with other people. And it's going to strengthen your relationship with yourself. We're going to build the self love. We are going to build the confidence because it comes from within you. I hope, no, let me rewind this. I'm just going to say it, right? Because I can't assume anything about anyone that is listening or watching this video. I want you to understand that everything that you are looking for is inside of you. It is all inside of you, coursing through your veins. It is behind your chest that holds your heart. It is behind your head that holds your brain and your thoughts and the dreams and desires that you have. There is nothing externally that is going to hype you up, hype your love, hype your confidence, hype your self-esteem. There's nothing that's going to do that outside of you. Because if you look for it outside of you, that can be taken away from you. Then what do you have? So I want you to understand that we are not dependent on external things. Things, people, they change, they disappear, they disappoint us. It is what it is. When it comes to you, you're always going to show up for yourself. You're always going to set the bar. So let's go ahead and start building that intimacy within ourselves. You're going to reclaim ownership of your pleasure. You're going to move away from society's idea of what pleasure should be for someone like you. You're going to move away from the idea that I have to please someone first. A lot of you who are not having good sex is because you prioritize someone's pleasure over your own. You're a people pleaser. So everything that you do they are at the forefront of what you do, which then leaves you depleted, which leaves you frustrated, which leaves you resentful. We're not doing that no more. It's 2025. We're not doing that. And it's important. Solo play is important because it emphasizes the fact that you have the right to explore your body without any shame or without any guilt. Like, it's your right. It's yours. It works with you every single day. Even when you don't treat your body right, it does its best to chug a lug every single day to show up for you. Now, what do you look like not showing up for your body when it does that every day? Right. That statement right there, right? It hits a little different when it's like, dang, I do treat it like crap. And it does its best. The little engine that could, it gets up every day, even when it's on the brink of breakdown. It really does try. And when it comes to reclaiming ownership of your pleasure, we're reinforcing that your pleasure is your responsibility and power. It does not belong to anyone else. You should not be the last to know what's going on with your body. This is the confidence boost, okay? When you recognize that I could give myself a good time. I have a client, we have been working through just relationships changing in her life, friendships, and loving herself and rebuilding her confidence and self-esteem after just taking some hits in different areas over the year. And one thing that she told me, I was so proud of her and I was so happy. She said, you know what? I realized that I am my own best company. This episode of Owning Pleasure as a Black Woman is proudly sponsored by Organic Leaven, your go-to source for all natural, body-safe products that enhance your intimate experiences. At Organic Leaven, they believe that what you put on and in your body matters, which is why they offer a carefully curated selection of organic, eco-friendly products designed to bring pleasure without compromising your health. From luxurious lubricants and body oils to intimate toys and wellness products, Organic Leaven has everything you need to elevate your sensual self-care routine. Each product is crafted with the highest quality ingredients so you can indulge with confidence, knowing you're choosing the best for your body and the environment. As a special offer for our listeners, you can enjoy 10% off your purchase when you use the coupon code JAVRYWellness at checkout. Visit www.javrywellness.com organic dash lovin, that's LOVEN, today to explore their full range of products and discover how organic, body safe options can make a difference in your intimate life. That's www.javerywellness.com slash organic dash lovin, spelled LOVEN. And don't forget to use the code Javery Wellness for 10% off your order. Take care of your body and let Organic Lovin' take care of your pleasure. This episode of Owning Pleasure as a Black Woman is brought to you by Javery Integrative Wellness Services, where holistic healing meets mental wellness. At Javery Integrative Wellness, we understand that life's demands can take a toll on your mind, body, and your spirit. That's why we offer a range of therapeutic services designed to help you reconnect with yourself, reduce stress, and find balance. Whether you're dealing with anxiety, relationship issues, or simply looking to enhance your overall well being, the expert therapists at Javery Integrative Wellness are here to support you. We specialize in creating personalized integrative care plans that cater to your unique needs. Ready to take the first step toward a healthier, happier you? Visit www.javerywellness.com today and schedule your free 15-minute consultation with one of our compassionate therapists. It's time to invest in yourself and start your journey to wellness. That's www.javerywellness.com, your partner in holistic health and healing. Don't wait. Book your free consultation now. Like, I have a really good time on my own. I am open, I laugh, I'm funny. I'm able to meet people out on my own. And so if someone cannot be a better piece of company to me than I am for myself, I don't want them around. There's so much power in her understanding how great she is and enjoying that. I tell y'all all the time, you are the cake. Cake is good by itself. Everything else is the sprinkles and the icing. Now, I know you've heard it. Solo play is going to reduce your stress and it's going to improve your well-being. There's actual science behind it, behind the stress relief, okay? And I'm going to break down some of the feel goods that it's going to give you and why you need to start doing it like today. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about some stress relief hormones and the neurotransmitters. Done a little research for you because I'm not a science buff. That's why I'm a therapist. That's going on when you are participating in solo play. So dopamine, the pleasure and motivation booster. So the release of dopamine, it comes with the anticipation of and during the orgasm, right? So leading up to it, it's like, okay, yes, I'm excited. And then during it, when it is just like you are releasing and you are open and you are flowing, you are releasing some dopamine. It creates a feeling of pleasure, rewards, motivations, just like eating a bag of chips, watching a good movie, getting a kiss. You see where I'm going with this? And it also, dopamine helps reinforce positive experience. So making self-pleasure a healthy coping skill. Okay, for stress. I use it for sleep sometimes to make myself tired. So that's the dopamine. 2, oxytocin. It's the bonding and relaxation hormone. So it releases during physical touch, arousal, and orgasm. So it's also known as the love hormone or the cuddle hormone because it's going to enhance the feelings of connection and trust. Yes, even with yourself. I know that you've been taught that a lot of this has to come from other people, but it can come from yourself too. You can hug yourself and feel better. We talked to Robin Denise about that in the pleasure and grief episode. You can bring up all of these things that you would get from other people from yourself. Now, oxytocin is also going to lower the cortisol levels, which is the stress hormone, and it's going to promote relaxation and emotional ease. So cortisol is killing us. because we are stressed about everything, because we are taking on everything, because we are taking on all these tasks and other people's problems and other people's stress. Cortisol is what keeps you bloated in the middle, is what keeps you irritated, is what keeps you in fatigue and brain fog. So we want to lower the cortisol. Then we have our endorphins, the natural painkillers and mood lifters. So endorphins are released in response to pleasure and orgasm, and it acts as a natural pain reliever. So it's going to reduce any discomfort, any headaches. That's why they say when you are on your cycle that it is good to either have sex or orgasm, because it's going to help with those pains. These endorphins are going to create feelings of euphoria, relaxation, and again, stress relief, similar to working out. So, yes, you could go run, or you could have a run on yourself. That wasn't as good as it was in my head, but it's neither here nor there. Okay, so we have 4 serotonin, which is the mood stabilizer. So, boosted after orgasm, it promotes a sense of well-being and emotional balance. So it levels it all out and balances it. And as a Libra, I love me a good balancing of emotions. Serotonin helps reduce symptoms of anxiety, depression by regulating your mood, and it's going to help you sleep and overall be relaxed. So this is one of the reasons why I use it to get to sleep, because any of that anxiety for us girlies that are perfectionists, type A personality, overthinkers, high achievers, one of the things that happens is the minute our head hits the pillow, everything that you could possibly have to wonder or worry about or question or start to plan out floods your brain. So, what can you do to help that out? You can explore yourself a little bit and bring yourself to a happy ending. Prolactin. This is the deep relaxation hormone. This is released after orgasm, leading to the post-orgasmic chill. So this is going to reduce sexual tension, and it promotes relaxation and like that content feeling, like that's what it feels like. To explain it in words, your feeling may not be mine, but that's what it feels like to me. Like almost like when you've been really hungry and you eat some good food and you just feel really satisfied. That's what it feels like. Prolactin also helps signal satiation and satisfaction, reducing the need for further stimulation. So it's usually what's going to cause you to turn over and take a nap. I'm just saying. Maybe, I mean, that's the way I'm going to explain it to you, okay? And then we have the cortisol, the stress hormone. We want to reduce that. The orgasm is going to reduce that. Now, because I know you are me and I am you, again, the high achieving type A personality, overthinking, go getter, perfectionist. We are stressed individuals. But the cortisol is going to be lowered after sexual pleasure, and it's going to help break the cycle of chronic stress and anxiety when we have that orgasm, when we have that self play. And again, it all comes back to being calm and having your best well being. So now I have given you science. Y'all, I don't even do science, and I have broken down the science of what's going on inside of your brain, inside of your body when you are participating in solo play. All of these things are going to also decrease some of the other issues that you have, some of the blood pressure and cholesterol, and like all of those things are correlated with some of these hormones. Okay? The anxiety, the depression, all the things. So honestly, the easiest way to bring it all back and bring that your mind and your body back together and de-stress yourself from a really hard day, a session of solo play. Now, we talked about why you need to bring this into your day to day experience and put it on your routine, put it on your calendar, add it to the morning or evening routine. Let's talk about what happens if you neglect this part of your life. You will continue to feel disconnected from yourself. And I say continue because I know that you're already disconnected from yourself. I know that you spend a lot of time in your head. I know you're taking in all this information and you don't know what to do next. So you're going to continue to feel disconnected from yourself. You are going to lose touch of what it is that you want, your desires. You're not going to be able to have that discernment and intuition within yourself where your body speaks to you and tells you what it's needing, even if your mind isn't comprehending. Okay, you're going to continue to rely on these external factors for your pleasure and for your worth. And that's how you start getting your feelings hurt by these people that just are able to reel you in with like a really quick burst of love or affection or making your body feel good. And then you latch onto them. And so then when they let you down or they're not the person that you thought they were, it leaves you in a bind because you've relied on that external factor to help you out. And it's going to mess up your communication. Again, I talked about how exploring and being curious about yourself gives you information and data about yourself. This data is going to be helpful with other people that you're engaging with. Because why? Because they want you to be pleased. So now we're going to lean into this shame and the tabooness of solo pleasure. If you continue to neglect having these experiences with your body, you are going to continue to internalize whatever message and narrative that you have about your sexuality. You are going to continue to feel like there's a dark cloud over you and there is a lack of understanding and a lack of being able to just engage and relate to people that have an understanding of their sexuality and who they are, right? That confidence, that self-esteem of I know who I am, I know how I maneuver in this world. I'm not guilty about it. I'm not uncomfortable about it. I don't feel repressed about it. I'm not angry all the time. Like I know who I am. But not only within you. We are not passing this shame and this guilt to the next generation. That's how we got here. That's why people aren't talking about masturbation and talking about sex and talking about all these things because there was a hush about it. We don't talk about that. We don't ask questions about that. We don't touch that. We don't want to silence the next generation. We don't want to pass across judgment. We want the next generation to have all the information that they need to make informed decisions about their bodies, about having their liberation, about communicating to other people. That's important. Okay. We are breaking generational curses over here by having solo sex. And it also is going to impact your mental and your physical health. You're going to continue to be stressed. You're going to continue to be burnt out. You have struggle with relaxing. You're going to keep spending all this money to get the massages and the manis and the pedis and the vacations that you can't even focus on when you're there because you're so worried about what's going on at home. You're going to have disrupted hormone balance and missed opportunities for natural mood elevation, where you don't need drugs, where you don't need alcohol, where you don't need to be in the presence of toxic people. And this is also going to lead to an unfulfilled and one-sided sexual relationship with people. There's no way. Sex can be good when you're not in tune with yourself and you're not exploring yourself. It can be good. It can feel good, but it's not going to be at the height that it could be. And you're going to be resentful about that, which is then going to seep into your relationship. And the bedroom helps with some of the other things, but if the bedroom is not good and you got other issues going on, it is bound to explode. It is bound to explode. Now, what does it look like to transform, to be a girly that I participate in regular solo play? And this is what it's done for me. Well, ultimately, you know you. You're connected to yourself. You are in tune to your needs. You know what you want. You understand your boundaries. You are confident. You are in control of your pleasure. You don't let nobody step to you with no craziness. And you're unlock this self-awareness, this deep self-awareness, and this emotional resilience. It is going to create a ripple effect in your relationships. The communication is going to flow. The vulnerability is going to be there. The intimacy, not just the physical intimacy, but all the other intimacies, the closeness, the being helped, being supported, being loved, sharing goals, sharing dreams. That's going to be translated in your relationships. And you're going to be a model of self-care and self-intimacy for those around you. I can't tell you, since I've started this journey, how many people see me just in my natural essence and my boundaries and how I love on myself and take care of myself. And they're like, what are you doing? Like, you're glowing. You're so happy. Like, you're minding your business. You don't know what's going on. And like, what are you doing? How do I do that? I've seen the biggest shift in my mother. You're doing what? I'm gonna try that too. I'm so proud of you. I wish this is something that I would have known when I was younger. Like, I am shifting a generation behind me, not even on purpose, because I'm modeling what it looks like to take care of myself and love myself. And it's also going to create a foundation for mutual pleasure and satisfaction and connections. Because ultimately, y'all, this isn't just about touching on yourself in the bedroom. It's about you allowing yourself to experience more joy. It is about you allowing yourself to experience more freedom, more creativity in your day-to-day life. That sacral chakra down there, that's where your sexual energy is. That's where your creativity is. That's where all the juices flow. That is where things come to life, not just like bringing life in here, but bringing life into anything that you do, whether it's your goals and your dreams and like who it is that you get to be. When you are releasing that and you're lubricating that and you're focusing in on that, the world is your oyster. Literally. Okay. This pleasure is not a luxury. It's not something, oh, I just do this when I got money, or like, no, it's necessary. You have to. The benefits that come from like the entire area of your life from just focusing on pleasure, even if it's just this one area, you're going to see a change. You're going to experience a different version of you. You're going to fall in love with you. And you are going to start the trail for the generation after you. Even if you don't have children, there are little people looking at you. There are little people that you engage with, whether you the rich auntie, whether you the rich godmama, it doesn't matter. Somebody's watching you. I have an episode about like not choosing to be a role model. We don't always choose to be a role model, but you are. And instead of doing the things that you don't want to do and showing a survival mindset and what it looks like to trudge through the mud every day to live your best life, why don't we start with play? Why don't we start with rest? Why don't we start with satisfaction? You are the one that is going to break these generational cycles. You are going to be the one that says, oh, we don't do survival mode no more. I'm not going to do survival mode. I'm going to thrive. In a world that is burning down, I am still going to make the choice of pleasure, of satisfaction, of intimacy. You get to make that choice. So, I have shared with you why solo play is helpful, what's going to happen if you don't start incorporating it into your life, and who you get to be after you start having these experiences. So, as always, I'm going to give you some actionable steps because I know you're like, whoa, this is a lot. Where do I start? Where do I start? I don't have no time. I've never done this before. I got you. Set aside some time. Don't have to be every day. Set aside some time for some solo exploration without any pressure or expectation. There doesn't have to be an orgasm at the end of the rainbow. Just breathe. Pay attention to your five senses. Okay? Foundational. That is always the best thing to think about. How do I do this? Start with your five senses. How do I like to be touched? What do I like to smell? Do I like the fan on? Do I like the windows open? Do I like a certain color light? Are there a certain type of sheets that I like? Is there a certain outfit that I want to be in? Do I want to be playing music? Do I want to be playing sound bowls? Okay. Then once you do this, reflect on your experiences in a journal. You can do a meditation after, some type of mindfulness practice. Now, Robin Denise has a journal. We talked in the last episode about doing some of her programming. I am doing the 21 self love challenge because I was given permission that I do not have to be all perfectionist about the journal, but I would definitely recommend you getting into Robin Denise's world, because that's where these solo experiences, that's where you're going to become more comfortable. And the more you do these actionable steps, the more information. Now, we talked in this episode about self intimacy and what that looks like. So, next week, we're going to break down intimacy and what all that looks like so that you understand when I focus on me, it creates more intimacy with those around me. It's not always physical intimacy. What does that look like? So, I appreciate you for being here and holding on and listening to another episode, but I want to commend you for choosing you. I want to shout you out and celebrate you for deciding that you want something different and you're going to do something different. That it's not going to be about survival. It's not going to be about how hard can I push myself? How stressed can I be? How much more can I take on? It's actually about how can I have more fun? How can I be more satisfied? How can I rest more? How can I care for myself more? So definitely come back next week. We are getting into all the self love, all of the things. And this Black History Month, this everything that's going on in the world, you got to focus on you. That is the best thing that you can do to show up for yourself so that you have enough in your arsenal, in your cup, in your energy to do the work that's going to be necessary for our community. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure that you leave a review so that more people can find this podcast episode. And until next time, remember that pleasure is your birthright and you are more than deserving. Bye.